Here in Freetown, Sierra Leone, we've been following the trail of destruction that occurred last week, Monday, the 14th of August, here in Freetown, when Sugarloaf Mountain collapsed and killed, to date, over 500 have been recorded dead. Here we are at the place where almost all the bodies were brought, and this is the Connaught Mortuary in Freetown. We've been speaking to the pathologist, and now Beatrice Peterson, who is one of the mortuary assistants, is going to walk us around and show us what they do here. Beatrice, good morning.
Good morning.
So why don't you walk us through and tell us what you have been doing since last week Monday?
Well, since last week Monday, around 7:30 to 8 o'clock in the morning, I had a call that Mount Sugarloaf has fallen down. So since then, we begin to receive bodies. Since that morning up to date, we are receiving bodies. And if you can look, this is where one of the places where the bodies was packed full. All over here, inside here, outside here, everywhere was packed full with bodies.
There are still bodies here. Are these victims of the
No, they are not victims, because these bodies were here before the disaster. So some of them, they are going to bury them tomorrow.
All the bodies from the disaster, have they been moved from here?
Well, they have been moved, but they are still coming in. They are still coming in. Though we have buried the majority, but they are still coming in.
So what do you do when a body comes from the disaster? What is the process here?
Well, normally the process, we do take the fingerprints of the dead bodies, because some of them come with food, so we take the fingerprints of them.
So some of them come with dismembered body parts?
Yes, yes.
We're currently standing in the post-mortem room.
Yes.
There are 5 bodies here, 3 of them piled together on a tray, and 2 of them on separate sinks where they are to be processed. The smell in here is very medical, and you can tell that a lot of chemicals are used in the work here. Looking around, there's a lot of equipment lying about, and the gentleman and this lady who, of course, work here seem very comfortable and at home. I've got to tell you, I'm feeling very nervous, but of course, this is the job. Beatrice, this can't be easy for you. How long have you been doing this?
7 years.
Are you very comfortable now around bodies?
Yeah, I'm comfortable. I'm very much comfortable, because it's my job. I have to be comfortable with it. In any kind of situation, I have to be comfortable with it.
So as a mortuary assistant, what are some of the duties that you carry out with the bodies?
Well, normally, I do take the names, I register the names, I do the tagging, and sometimes I dress them up, the females. I dress them up.
So go and show us where the bodies were gathered on that day when they first came in. Over 300 bodies. Where did you put them?
Well, as I've told you before, we first packed them here the Monday, and the Tuesday morning, we removed all of them outside here. All of them were here from this part onto the gate over there and over this other side of the building.
We're currently outside in the courtyard, and we're being shown not a very big area, perhaps big enough to park about 6 vehicles. And this is literally where all the bodies were put when they became a little too much for this facility. So tell us, even though you've been doing this for many years, when you saw that many bodies, there must have been a moment when you were quite affected by it.
Yes, I was really devastated, because ever since in my life, I never saw this kind of disaster in my country, Sierra Leone. So I was really devastated, and the very first day when we started to do the burial, I shed tears, because it was really pathetic. Over hundreds of lives gone in one day. It was really pathetic. So, I mean, it was not easy anyway. It was not easy.
Did you know anybody who was caught in this tragedy?
Well, I did not know anybody because they are human beings. because they are human beings. So, I have that humanitarian feelings for them.
This whole city is made up of hills and mountains. Are you worried that this could happen again?
Well, I'm still worried because some people are still living in the area, so we don't know what will be the next. So my advice to them is that if they have another location, let them be relocated, so to avoid that disaster again.
We spoke to your pathologist. He's the only pathologist for 7.5 million people in this city. Do you sometimes find that you are short-staffed?
Yeah. We are really short-staffed because he's the only pathologist. He has done very, very, very well. He has done very well. On that day, he was up and down, trying to see that everything goes on well. So he has done very well. At his age, he has done very well. He has done a great job for the country.
Beatrice Peterson, so have you. Thank you very much for your time.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Well, you've heard it. This is the reality of the handling of victims. Hundreds and hundreds of victims in one facility serving this entire city. How they managed it, I'm yet to understand. But somehow these people came together and managed to process body after body after body after body to the point where just a few days since the event, we're now here in a mortuary compound that is totally clean. Only 5 bodies on display. And they aren't even related to this disaster. This is the definition of rallying after a calamity. And you've got to hand it to the people of the Connaught mortuary. They've done a yeoman's job. Let's pray they never have to do it again.